Hello Galactic family. Welcome aboard. Gaia Planetary Station is happy that you like the messages and information we communicate. Help the channel to grow by subscribing, commenting on the video, sharing, becoming a member and donating to the channel. We always appreciate good energies and vibrations. We are together in this new era ground crew. Stay strong. Victory of light. Hello Galactic family. The new Earth is born. Current events that many can already observe are converging towards the completion of the planetary cycle. Every day more and more information arrives. Those who have eyes to see and ears to hear understand this upheaval. Everything is converging in the same direction, confirmation that we are indeed in a great planetary change towards the fifth dimension. The new Earth is born, and with it a new humanity. If previously the word apocalypse caused goosebumps for most, now there is plenty of understanding, comfort and confidence in the future to provide. The new light came to Earth at the end of 2012 and brought in higher energies, beginning the Aquarian Age, moving our planet into the fifth dimension. Everything is accelerating now. What used to take centuries now shows itself in months or a single year. An apocalypse that used to cause fear now begins to inspire confidence, because it is nothing but the revelation of what was hidden. It is the window that opens, allowing light to illuminate its surroundings and show the reality that could not be perceived before. One by one, this light dissolves the veils of forgetfulness as human consciousness begins to remember everything. They will remember who they are, where they came from and why they came here on Earth. They will remember past lives but also have knowledge of the future. They will activate all innate knowledge since the time this consciousness was integrated into their super soul. It will indeed be a time of revelations. Everything will be exposed. And what is coming is so great why it could not come earlier, because our limited consciousness cannot absorb this reality. The fruit cannot be picked earlier or it will be lost. Nor can it be picked too late, or it may rot on the stem. The moment of revelation is now. History, the Anunnaki dark powers, have enjoyed unlimited freedom on planet Earth for hundreds of thousands of years. But now face our helpful alien brothers and sisters, our light forces, the digital soldiers and patriots. Through their great effort, progress has been made, to remove these negative forces from planet Earth for good. It were the negative forces that sabotaged positive initiatives and made it impossible to break the negative isolation. But that has now ended for good. On Earth, we have found help from the extraterrestrial Palladians with their inherent desire to activate spiritual and mental forces in the world. They are narrowly connected to the world of lightworkers. Palladians encourage valuable efforts, joy, light and love on our world to further our ascension in order to enter the 5D world. Extraterrestrials are able to bring great advancement in the mental and spiritual consciousness of people on planet Earth. Know that Palladians and Earthlings are similar in many ways. Palladians live and come from the constellation of stars known as the Pleiades. There are 7 stars in the Pleiades. They come from a star called Tauyajit, which is home to the planet Era. The sleepers have to convince themselves to believe and see who their real enemy and tyrants are. In a nutshell, the seed pan is a propaganda lie to wipe out humanity on Earth. Lies and deception. The sooner humanity wakes up and sees the lies and deception, the better it will be for all of us. Don't be modest. Let this be a challenge for everyone to join in to materialize our maximum potential. Our planet is thoroughly polluted by huge amounts of toxic chemicals, radiations, lies, deception, disinformation, distortion, fake news, etc. Supported by half-truths, fraud, falsified images, deceptive mirages, propaganda and above all brainwashing. Our physical body is thoroughly poisoned and polluted, caused by radiation and air pollution, as well as heavy metals and dangerous toxins through pharmaceutical drugs and foods. All this is stored in the human organism, requiring physical detoxification. The great upheaval has begun. This process can no longer be stopped. Both from above and below, energies are converging on Earth. This is, for many thousands of years, the long-awaited moment to move forward into our new 5D world. First, Russia is preparing for the unification of nations by merging nations that were once part of the Federation supplemented by some that were not before. NATO and the Khazarian CIA know they cannot defeat a strong Russia and that their elitist lifestyle is at risk. Some Khazars have tried to hoard money in other countries to secure their wasteful lifestyle. The end for them is coming as they are being hunted and tracked down globally by military forces scouring our planet with technologies that track each of them. The deep state cabal has been finally defeated. What is left are cabal puppets and their cronies, each of whom will now be removed before most of humanity wakes up. Turnaround has begun. No. The new world is already a reality. The upheaval has begun right before your eyes. Wasn't that originally your choice too? Start forgetting everything you learned before and forget it for good. Get a totally new perspective on life, and discover the real truths. Have love for our new beautiful world with real freedom, which brings you closer to our Father Mother God. It is important to know that the worst evil is over and will never return. Everyone's job now is to pass on this good message to everyone else you know. Help them raise awareness and restore the confidence that each has ever had. These will be decisive moments in this final phase of planetary transition. These revelations are not understood by all, but at least by a part of humanity, enough to guide the rest. You are one of those selfless lightworkers incarnated on Earth, to bring about this transition. With 1,000 years of preparation, it is known why you have come. It is no coincidence that you have incarnated at this time for this planetary transition and soul elevation. The total cosmic cellular memory is being restored. The veils of forgetfulness are being dissolved as a result. To bring to life the innate knowledge in consciousness. You are a beacon of light on this path for others. All will be exposed and revealed. First for you and next for the other woken ones. Later for other awakened ones. You belong to a great army of awakeners, to occupy the whole planet and lead others. Everything will be intense and profound. The new energies will break through the bars that have held Earth captive for a long time. Your light will guide those who will open their eyes. Many will need your help. Even those who do not yet know what their mission is. They are learning what needs to be done. It comes from within. It is as if you have always known. It is as if you have never forgotten. Everything will reveal itself as a magical compass. It will undoubtedly be a great event. It will be the event that will be much talked about but little is known now. And it will not stop at a single event. Many cascading events will follow, ultimately showing a new 5D Earth and with a new humanity. The old cycle closes. The fears dissolve. The Earth is liberated. The gamma light intensifies. Consciousness is expanded. Truths are displayed. Limited beliefs dissolve into the light. All this may seem frightening, but in reality it will be a time of joy for humanity on Earth and in all parts of the galaxy. Oblivion disappears, the soul of every incarnated mortal reveals itself. A naked soul can hide nothing. Everyone knows the best keep secrets of the other. It will be understood that everything was an experience in the life theater of great duality. I am Nibiru, a masculine force within your solar system whom has been long hidden from your view. There are many clever tricks being played upon humanity and these will end, they must end, as the time is coming now for full realization of the illusions that have been placed around your sphere. I am Nibiru, I orbit a binary star that has an elliptical orbit and as our dance is so vast it has been missed by the amateur stargazer. There are holograms surrounding your sphere. Your skies show many times what those in power wish for them to show. Your chemtrailing and cloud seeding have played a role in keeping up the film screen in some areas. But it matters not. I Nibiru am speaking. I have a poor view in many of your perspectives, and I would like to remedy that. I mean no harm. I am a massive planetary body compared to Gaia, and so my passing by can cause gravitational shifts, but it is not always the case as my passing. My pressure changes can be mitigated by benevolent factions who wish deeply for the Earth project to be a success. It is because of my presence that sometimes you see two suns in the sky, with many surrounding theories that are quickly debunked as you say, with common sense. But humanity has been trained to stop thinking critically individually for some time, and has been trained to follow the story thread. It is time for your individuated source spark levels to combine online more fully and thinking critically with the mind and with the heart simultaneously. With the heart taking the lead will help you to disassociate fact from fiction, truth from non-truth, plausibility from implausibility. I am Nibiru. I mean you no harm. I love Gaia, my planetary sister, and it brings me gladness of heart to know that we are near again, for that means that the new beginnings are also near, which I long for. I know that you all long for new beginnings upon your planetary world as well. We are in alignment with our desires. I am also a great or small cogwheel in the eternal plan of the Creating One. I too have my own galactic history, and my stories to share would be too numerous here, but know that I have felt my share of joy and of pain, mostly pain. There have been great woundings to my planetary body, and I am eager and grateful for the promise of healing. As Gaia heals, all around her heal, all around her are upgraded, and it is essential to know that you are just as important as I, and vice versa. We are all aspects of Source, we are all being upgraded, and all of our voices have merit. The humans on their human worlds are assimilating this with great alacrity and clarity. Within the DNA, their mind processes may not have yet caught up to this, as it is confusing to be within a body that is ascending, or at least is processing centuries of trauma. This one has had many ascension symptoms. I assure you the planets are also having their own ascension symptoms. There has been a massive earthquake on your world and much loss of life in Turkey and Syria. The planets have ascension symptoms as well. It is best to send love and light to these areas. You do not need to fear me. The Nostradamus predictions from long ago were on a dissolved timeline. This is a different timeline blessed by the God breath of Source Creator, and although the ground and the world as you know it will change, and I do not say this to impart fear, for change is what is sorely needed, although the world will be different. It will be energetically different, as the old that was will no longer be in resonance with the world that is becoming, is coming. I Nibiru am speaking. I realize that this may not be a popular message, but I feel it is my time to speak, and to assure you that this plan is divinely orchestrated, guided, and blessed. That my presence has always been here since the onset of the moment the solar system began its motion, and I have played my role when energy was needed to move on your planet. But there was not destruction with each cycle of my passing. And there will not be again. I am energetically holding and helping Gaia. I am seeing a large strong man holding the hands of a woman screaming in labor. He is comforting her like a brother. I'm her brother. We are of the same star stuff, as you all like to say. There will be much screaming, but there will be much joy to follow. I am witnessing the labor pains and the massive joy at the birth. It is time for the light workers to gird their loins, to prepare for the energetic battle of the ages. You are ready. This is a battle of energy, and love has already won. Remember, you are love warriors, you are light warriors, you mean no harm. You are the wounded warriors who know acutely how to comfort, how to defend the truths, and to honor the traditions of light. You will witness many revealings of atrocities already committed, and it will shock many, but you are prepared for this. I am Nibiru. I am a large red planet becoming green, and what life remains on me remains within me. Many wars have been fought upon me, civilizations have risen and fallen. I am not to be held accountable for those upon me who abused your world, but because of this I do feel responsibility for you and your success. You will succeed with your ascension. I am here to guard and to guide, never to harm. Have no fear if and when you see me in the skies. Your skies images can be manipulated, and you should be aware of this fact. Hold the vibration of hope, of peace, and watch your world change before your eyes. I cannot stress this enough to you. Do not fear what is to be projected into your skies. Know that the Big Brother of Gaia stands near, watching, offering energetic strength, as I offer the energies of masculine balancing. I have been in awe of the lightworkers of Earth for some time. I see that the seeds planted with the instigation of the Christed era are coming to full fruit. I see the crystalline matrix within the hearts of men and women and surrounding Gaia like a diamond. Remember, diamonds cannot break. You will not break. You are diamond light now. That is what is being streamed in from the great central sun, and it also fortifies me, just as it is fortifying you now. Peace, little brothers and sisters, peace. I am your big brother Nibiru, and I am watching over you with brotherly love and strength. It is time for the strength of the inner warrior to be energetically risen. It is time, friends, it is time. Channel, Galaxy Girl. There's lots happening now as we move ahead in these new frequencies. You might be noticing deep sleep and maybe even more sleep than normal, as well as unusual dreams that seem to have cosmic input. In these heightened energies, we can experience timeline shifts, where we pop into an alternate timeline briefly. For instance, when we think of family members who are no longer here, but for those few moments, they are present, until we realize we're in another timeline. We orient ourselves by using our power and intention. We choose to be in the new energy so that we can fulfill our creator roles. That new energy is very fluid, however, so we are not contained there except by intention and frequency. Over the last few years, I've been purifying my diet, eating more raw food, especially fruit. As additional information comes to light, we can make new choices with our food. What we were taught about diet growing up was incorrect. We're designed to be plant-based. Recently, I stopped having sugar. I have done this in the past, but this time I did it in support of myself. I went to a deep place within and said, I am giving up sugar to support my new self. And it was surprisingly easy because of this. I've just finished my first month. There were some organic non-dairy ice cream bars in my freezer, and I decided that after 1 month I would have one to see what that experience was like. So, here's what happened. All of our fruits and vegetables contain codes designed to assist us in our lives. It was not as good as I remembered. My tongue did not have an almost overwhelming sugar rush from it, instead noticing the bitterness of the chocolate coating. The next morning, I woke up from a dream where I connected with a shaman who had downloaded a lot of information to share. He was creating sacred geometry to share some of it. When I woke up I was unable to retain much of the dream, but nearly immediately information came through about food. The dream, I was told, was from the codes in the chocolate. My first thought, that makes sense, as we've been told the Olmecs and Mayans used chocolate in ceremonies. What I heard was, all of our fruits and vegetables contain codes designed to assist us in our lives. Processing food scrambles the codes so that we cannot receive them as readily, if at all. Our food is designed to support health in its natural state, which is raw and right off the tree or vine. This is part of the divine plan. This is what we are returning to. The food we are supposed to eat: berries, apples, oranges, melons, bananas and so on, is designed to create wholeness with us and within us. I was just watching an interview with a functional medicine doctor who now cures everything with diet and herbs. In the past I would watch such videos and make notes about what would help with what, but this time, everything that was said, I heard, your body already knows how to take care of this. So, as we come into alignment and eat in a way that supports our body in turn keeps everything in balance and operating smoothly. And the fresh unprocessed food we are eating supports that with its own coating. There are interesting things happening. You'll notice how many people are showing up now on the internet with videos and messages about what's taking place. The shift is being looked at even by scientists and academics who are experiencing their own awakenings and discoveries. I was watching one video with a professor talking about the fact that everything is plasma. During a few minutes of his presentation, my brain lit up like it was electrified. It was glowing. That was a first, but maybe this will happen to us as we recognize truth. There may only be 5 minutes of truth in an hour-long video, but those 5 minutes will be amazing to experience. Of course, we are already receiving and knowing this information, but the confirmations are lovely. I like seeing those who study what's taking place discover the truth that we already know. There are huge leaps taking place now as we move forward with increasing momentum and more people seeing and experiencing what's taking place. The professor I watched said, plasma can go through walls. Of course, we know that, because this massive influx of cosmic plasma is coming to us and impacting us indoors and out. But when he said that, I suddenly had clarity about something I've wondered about. When I was a child, I could fly through my bedroom wall and fly around the neighborhood at night. It was such fun to explore in that way and to see everything from above, like we can see with drones now. We're being remade, and we're remembering what we can do. The more that we release the heaviness of the old world, the more we return to the state of lightness. We've embodied so much newness now that we are experiencing the new realm that we've been dreaming into being. We're experiencing it because we've created it. And we will continue to expand it for all who are ready to join us. There are many dimensions of experience available to us, that our ego-conscious self knows little, if anything, about, including our own identity and essence. Our ego consciousness operates in the mind and is mostly unaware of our heart consciousness and the workings of our subconscious. It is mostly through our subconscious that we may be aware of certain promptings in our inner knowing. Our subconscious participates in unlimited consciousness. It provides infinite awareness to us, but we receive only as much as our beliefs about ourselves allow. Our beliefs set the limits of what we allow ourselves to realize as reality. Without belief and personal limitations, we can be aware of our essence, which is our conscious present awareness, including our connection to universal consciousness. It includes awareness within our entire subconscious and the intelligence of our heart. The conscious connection with our guides and angels and the consciousness of the being who constantly creates us. In the flow of conscious life force with the gift of free choice and expressing our personal energy, we create experiences that we share with all conscious beings through our awareness. The greater our awareness, the more clearly directed we can be in our choices. The extent of our awareness is actually a choice on our part. We are created to be creative and to create experiences within our awareness. In our current spectrum of reality, we have agreed to participate in a convincing world of empirical duality, that we have allowed to fill our awareness. To be able to open our awareness beyond this realm, we can learn to pay attention to our inner knowing. There are many ways to do this. We can breathe deeply and rhythmically while imagining that we are expanding infinitely in awareness. We can follow our natural inclinations to want to live in love, joy, abundance and freedom. These are all included in our conscious life force. We are fully provided for in every way that we could want. We just have to realize this. Since we have created subconscious limits for our awareness, we can also unlimit ourselves. If we are intent on opening our awareness to infinite consciousness, and we are receptive, the realization comes to us through our intuition. By deepening our focus, while continuing to follow our inner knowing, we can penetrate the limits we have lived within. We can be inspired to live in gratitude and joyful confidence. It is helpful to ground our connection with Gaia. We can be alone and barefoot in nature, especially in inspiring, beautiful and majestic places. We can listen to the birds and other creatures in the forests, feel the energy of the trees and immerse ourselves in wild water. it can be helpful to listen within the silence of the high mountains and tune into the sounds and melodies of the planes of existence. Greatness is available to all of us in our own essence. To realize this, we can open ourselves to it and invite it into our awareness. We can imagine the energetics of beings of light and love. We are those beings when we realize our true identity and infinite creative ability. We can transform ourselves into knowing our essence and expressing our true self-realization. Dear children of the light, it has been a long time since I expressed myself through this channel, through this energy. I am Master Saint Germain, very happy to be with you once again this evening, in energy, in words. First of all, I would like to greet each of you as the Master he is, to greet each of you in the exercise that you are going through in matter. Dear children, you are so enthusiastic in fact as souls to live the current changes, the current period, that it brings me joy and gratitude too, in a spirit of gratitude for each of you who live this moment, who live this experience of the human, of humanity, of humanitude. You are entering a precious time when each of you will feel human, close to your loved ones, and close to beings who seem distant to you, distant, those who seem separated but who are not and never have been. You begin to feel this need inside of you, this feeling of unity, of simple, quiet, joyful unity. From the universe, expect big surprises, yes, because the events that follow this path that you trace sometimes cannot be imagined, not designed. Without really having the right to give you details, let me tell you that you are going to experience some pleasant and unpleasant surprises. I speak of surprises in the term of not expecting what is in the divine plan. So, the divine plan is always aimed at your greatest good, always at your learning, at improving the sum of the conscious knowledge that you have of yourself, of the exercise of embodied consciousness that you are. Dear souls, each of you in your own light finds and will find your way. Don't worry about it. I read the concern of many of you. Understand that you will remain light no matter what. Understand that the very essence of your being is risking nothing at all in the experience you are, and none of you are really in danger. Of course, in this time everyone tries to pose his personal sovereignty, his collective sovereignty too, consequently, this can create wars of ego and physical wars. So, indeed, maybe I can invite you to be more gentle, wise, concerted, positive, gathering to advance your time, your country. As you know, we are entering a cycle this year with our channel, which had forgotten about it, but let me tell it again, a cycle of questions and answers, of greater interaction with you. Consequently, our channel will have to learn to read the questions that you ask it, that you ask us, while letting the energy circulate in its body. For this, and before reading your questions, I would like to set some conditions. I will not answer too personal questions, they belong to you and we are not really between us. I will answer broader questions that you may have. And for our channel, I tell him that the trick, the solution, so that he remains both aware of my presence and that he can have sufficient awareness to read the questions, this requires being a little more in the breathing, a little more calm, not rushed, to have movements that are long, slow, and quiet. Dear souls, here I am ready to answer your questions, more collective questions, I repeat. I won't answer everything, I'll try to do my best. You know, our teachings, you have already received them, the theory, you already know it, so it may be up to us to help you on other paths. Let's continue. I tell Sylvain not to worry if everything passes before him. If the question rises too high, we will forget it, we will not take it, it is not important, and we will not necessarily take either the one who shouts louder than the other. What role does France play in the events to come? Know this, I will transform this question by saying, what role do the French play in the events to come? Because it is this people who remain an example to protect freedom. The role of the French is to protect freedom. I'm not talking about France. If I'm talking about France, I'm going to talk about your governments, and your governments, you all know it now, are all more or less corrupted by particular ideas, by the idea of controlling a people, whom we must in fact learn to let be free again in their thoughts, in their emotions, in their energy. It will happen. However, it is useful to understand that the French can serve with other peoples, as an example in this liberation for freedoms, as an example in this liberation for simplicity, for work instead of work. Here is the role of France. It is always, and the French particularly, a people which serves as an example, which serves as an example of reflection, which serves as an example in the installation. Oh! There will be others, and I repeat, your real liberation will not come from France. Nevertheless, this people that are the French will put forward their freedoms, will finally understand what is the key, the freedom to evolve and advance in consciousness and even in spirituality, in the steps that now arise before you. How to be yourself. Dear souls, the real question is, how do you not be yourself? How do you manage not to be pure love, pure joy, pure happiness? So what did you add or remove in your life, in your existence, to feel so unhappy? What did you accept out of spite? What did you refuse out of pride? Within these questions are the answers of your liberation, and again, little by little, take back the space. To be yourself is to be in your true nature. Your nature is not to grumble, to impose yourself, to finally affirm who you are as an ego, but to finally affirm who you are as a multitude, as a people, as a nation, as a whole, as a community. That is being yourself, and if the self brings you back to the self, that is to the separate identity, to the I, you lose yourself. The true self, the higher self, is the one who embraces this world, who embraces the community and desires to serve rather than be served, and in honorable service, whole human service, conscious, powerful, indeed, powerful of this regrouping of souls, powerful from this conjunction of energies, not necessarily between beings who get along from every point of view, on the other hand, towards beings who have the same aim, the same attention of love, the same intention of liberation, the same intention of peace. Ultimately, being yourself is revealed through other selves. The others one loves determine oneself. In this way, further extend your love to be yourself. Don't expand your ego. Don't stretch the character. Do not try to impose again. On the other hand, recognize that your true love is pure love, that true joy is pure joy. It's already in you. You stopped being yourself when you thought you were the characters, the bodies, the energy, the general atmosphere. Get off those theatrical coats. Come back to the powerful awareness of the energy flowing through you. You knew this energy deeply. You wouldn't even need to nourish yourself anymore. You would be nourished by the Holy Spirit Himself, by the energy of the Almighty God in your body. Become children again, that is to say simple, loving, joyful beings who, yes, say what goes through them but do not hold grudges or grudges. All these debts that you leave in grudges, in stress, in anxieties, in desires of fights, all that prevents you from being yourself. You end up believing that you are this fight when you are not the fight, you are the peace. You are deeply at peace. Access this field of consciousness, my friends, access this knowledge, this rebirth within you and around you. Peace settles in the heart of those who are ready to welcome it, unconditionally. Thus, when you say, I would like, if I will be in peace, if you will never be in peace. Peace is a choice, not the absolute result of exterior conditions, but above all the revelation of an interior condition in each of you, in each of you. In this case, pursue this quest inwards, towards the depth of your being which seeks to expand and extend its love, and you will be yourself. Many of you are wondering if there are going to be earthly disasters. Yes, we announced it. You had the fire. You had the water. You have had the air, and you are beginning to have the earth in its tremors, in its modifications. There are going to be natural disasters. Indeed, the magnetic field of your earth is quite upset. It corresponds to a need and the desire of your planet to continue its evolution, to continue to grow, to continue to grow. Therefore, yes, you will suffer in the appearance, the external layers, certain consequences. Really, I understand that you are so attached to this life and this existence, but please be aware that you are an immortal being, that your body is only transitory. You are in fear because you don't want to give up the ego, you don't want to give up the character. However, if you agree to leave this world, whatever the conditions, you will not leave sooner being in this state. On the other hand, you will be at peace, my friends. You will be at peace with the idea of saying to yourself, I can leave tomorrow to join my brothers and sisters in the light, in peace. When you resist all that, when you resist death, you are not alive. You are alive when you are enjoying every moment, not when you are afraid of the next. I repeat, this sentence is important, you are alive when you are enjoying each moment, not when you are afraid of the next. It is necessary to be in the present moment. Your Earth is not the deadliest disaster that you are experiencing or will experience in this transition period. Humans themselves have killed each other more by sometimes trying to save themselves than your planet will ever do. So, yes, there are climate changes. Yes, there are changes in the energy. These changes were planned, they are cyclical, they happen regularly, you are not the absolute cause of them. Moreover, they are evolutionary changes in consciousness, evolutionary in your body. Let them go. Do not wonder where and when it will happen, because you would not be present. In fact, the more you are present in the present, the more you will feel a possible danger presenting itself well before this one presents itself. By being in the apprehension of the future, you will not be able to prevent anything and just suffer. Conversely, if you're in the moment, see, you'll be like those animals that have sensors that detect danger so far in advance that they can walk away from it. It is the same for you. The key to the present is not to tell yourself that you are ready to die only, more simply, to tell yourself that you agree to be there, here and now, in total consciousness. By doing this, you spread the wings of your unconscious and allow it to receive planetary signals to warn you of danger. At that time, you will feel when there will be danger. However, you will not be afraid of danger, you will feel and act accordingly, knowing what to do. Not being afraid is the most pragmatic way to avoid any danger and to be ready, should it happen in your area, in your life or to yourself. I hear your thoughts of yes, but I am scared, yes, but I am scared. Dear children, listen to me, you are master and disciple of yourselves. You have within you the teaching and the wisdom sufficient to extricate yourself from this fear. Stop systematically looking for all of your answers outside. We give you clues. We assist you and help you, only the solution comes from your higher consciousness, from your personal sovereignty. In this way, we take steps with you, we help you. On the other hand, the solution is not necessarily in such a guide or such a presence which will assist you, because this presence will be content to attend your own birth of you. Even. Be aware of this. Accept that. Here is a question that I am asked: are the earthquakes experienced in Turkey human-made or of terrestrial origin? They are of natural origin, dear souls. There is no human intervention here. The energy transforms in the air and the earth shook in the place that was intended. Will humans raise their consciousness to follow Jesus? Why Jesus? Is Jesus the Savior? In conscience I would say yes, he is probably the one who is closest to you, but there is a being even closer than that, yourself. You are your Savior. Christ is the Redeemer, the one who will help you understand your dysfunctions to bring you to your own energy vehicle, to your own Christed state. He is the guide. He saves saviors. It leads you to recognize your higher dimension. He is close to you, he is close to the earth, this being who is Sananda, Jesus. Above all, he first seeks to reveal you, to raise your consciousness. He can read the spirit of the earth and its inhabitants, however, he cannot decide in place of the spirit nor in place of its inhabitants. You have full power. Indeed, it is the example of Jesus and the teaching of Jesus that you are invited to follow. However, do not forget, if you ask Jesus himself who the Savior is, he would just make this gesture, he would point his hand and his finger towards you, towards you. I have already answered some of the questions here, and here you are wondering if the year you are living is a final year, if it will get better later, or if everyone will understand? No, this is not the final year of your change, this is not the end of this transition. The duration of course depends essentially on a human will, on a human consciousness, on an elevation of this consciousness in a planetary way, and we cannot determine, dear souls, of time at your own birth. You have between 2 and 10 years of this evolution. In fact, there are times when you speed up this transition and times when you slow it down. You slow it down, and this allows me to answer another question. You slow down this progression when you cling to everything you think you know, everything you think you have. By clinging to all of this, by asking that nothing be taken away from you, nothing changed, you slow down the possibility of the emergence of a brighter new world. It's not a world that's going to kick you out. It is not a world that will plunge you into loneliness or servitude. It's a common world, not communist, common, a world that leads you to more sharing, to land sharing, yes, maybe sometimes sharing homes, sharing resources. This world opens the world of tomorrow. Let go of what you think you have and know. Allow yourself to have something else and know something else, like someone new. Whatever your age, become students of life again, become students of love again. Enter those studies again. Your masters are the ascension masters, the angels, the beings of light, but you are already ready. You don't really need to learn, maybe a little more to understand, to integrate the experience of this world in a larger whole, the experience of your life in a larger whole. I repeat, in very ancient history and even at the time of my last incarnation, the powers were corrupted. They are still powerful. In truth, none of these powers can face open and united hearts, standing beings, people who say no, not out of rage but out of love. No, because I love, I will not give up freedom, I will not renounce God, I will not renounce peace. Understand that this is a great key to this present moment. The majority of your governments have given up on peace by deciding who the enemy is. There is no enemy. As brothers, there would be no wars. Without borders, there would be no wars. How many surprises, astonishments or catastrophes are needed for you to understand that you are earthlings first and foremost? This consciousness is already there. This planetary consciousness is already there. Your wars can only be fraternal, fratricidal, because you only kill your brothers and your sisters. There are no enemies. Those who have taught you that enemies exist are those who seek to gain unshared power, for power focused on themselves or people like them. I am for power for people like all of you. I am for the power of the children of God, and you are the children of God, the children of this immense source, which seeks in your heart most deeply all the love which you can deploy in this earthly field of experience. Dear souls, all of this deserves the passage that you are going through. All this openness deserves this time. Do not curse this period, it is revealing. It is the most revealing apocalypse for each of you, for it reveals both who you are individually and collectively, and it also lets you choose who you want to be individually and who you want to be collectively. Having said this, I hear those who say to me, I am awake, but so many beings are still asleep. It is God's role to awaken those who sleep, and the alarm clock rings. Don't be alarmed, don't be worried. Everything here, despite appearances, is done for your good. Will the beings of light and the invisible worlds be more noticeable? In truth, they already are. In truth, each of you is having more and more deep and rich experiences with the beyond. Little by little, you will learn to communicate with your dead, to communicate with your guides, to communicate with great lights, and this on a scale of 20 years, not on a scale of several lives, but well, for the majority of you in this existence you won't have that experience every day and moment like some of you may, but you will have that experience, you'll have those communications, you'll have those moments. And this is also why the planet is transforming its energy field. It is not for selfish purposes, but also in order to adapt your energy, to adapt your vibrations to the finer reception of these other worlds of the positive beyond. Be aware of this. Sometimes you curse these circumstances, so I repeat, if you had the hindsight of my soul or even yours, you would understand, dear souls, dear masters, that everything is done for your highest good. Once again, how to free yourself from the mind. It's the question of a lifetime sometimes. This is a question of a lifetime for some. The answer is simple, however, we free ourselves from the mind when we stop giving it power. We free ourselves from the mind when we seek to become a more natural being, more present to our deep needs, to our deep desires, without attaching ourselves to them either as being primordial, but by being attentive to this, by being listening to his deep nature and his body too. As you know, otherwise I mention it, spirituality does not consist in ignoring the body, in entering a completely ethereal state, on the contrary, in reconciling one's body. So in your time and era, I would say that you are more in your mental body than in your physical body. This physical body is primordial for you and you are aware of it, however you have given thought all power. It has power, but your word spoken by the body has a higher power. Your actions, your acts through the body have a creative power far superior to your thoughts. Take it back, reinvest your body and then, when you hear repeated thoughts, take the time to tell yourself, to add another perhaps lighter thought, a thought that says, I do not grant you the power to hurt me. I do not grant this thought the power to destroy this body. I don't give him that power. Oh. It's simple, Marais Saint-Germain. Do you think this simple sentence can help us? Do you think that's enough? I don't think so. I know it, whether it's true, whether it's spoken inwardly or outwardly with all your wisdom, I don't grant this thought the power to destroy my body. And I insist, your thoughts do not destroy the divine essence that you are. On the other hand, your thoughts always destroy a part of your body if you let them take too much power. You're going to let them gnaw on the inside, rather than using your agency from the outside to change circumstances. Realize this. Don't shut yourself up, your divine nature can do anything. This truth will set you free. Realize that you are already associated with the powerful being whom you call upon. Realize this now. As I speak to you, turn your heart and mind within. Know how to hear the silence, and pronounce these words, I empower peace. I give power to love. I accept joy, the simple, conscious joy, already present in you, the joy of still being there to have this experience. You see, when you say the joy of being there to have this experience, your mind begins to bring in what could dissolve that joy. There is war, there are earthquakes, there are powers abusive. I don't give power to those thoughts. I don't give them the power to destroy the peace and love within me. See how the thoughts continue to fight within you. Watch them like a restless child. Let him wiggle. Let that thought wear itself out and repeat within yourself, I will not give power to these thoughts. I am. I am. See how peace settles a little deeper within you, by letting a thought do its inner battle, letting go of its hold on you, and allowing the eternal light to touch you, eternal knowledge to touch you, eternal life to touch you. I am sending the violet fire of transmutation to each of you, so that it enters deep into your being and liberates you. In the world in transformation that you are experiencing, you ask me, what is the place of the other kingdoms? Vegetable, animal, mineral, these other kingdoms just like you are transformed and suffer. You know, suffering is the deep call to transformation. Whether suffered or induced, it is a call to transformation that is desired by the soul of each one. It's hard to believe, I know. Some of you will say, no dog asked to be beaten. No crystal asked to be tortured and crushed, escape from its mountain. You are wrong, dear children. The soul of each of these beings made this request. That doesn't mean it's right, from a human point of view. It means that it is right, from a divine point of view, and you can transform this experience of suffering into an experience of liberation, because all suffering is confinement. It is up to you to liberate yourself and to liberate these beings from the other planes, from the other realms when you can. However, this does not mean that this experience is not desired or desirable. The plan is right. Despite your judgments which continue to dissect the good and the bad incessantly, each thing, each event is used. There is a deep place in the plan of universal love. You know inside of you that my words are right. You also hear the resistance of your thoughts to my own words. It can't be right, Master. God can't want evil. In truth, evil does not exist. Evil is the appearance, the lever that pushes a human or other humans, because you are an evolved unit, to advance even more in its field of love, in its field of experience of life in this world. Evil is not obligatory, I agree with you. However, evil is useful, and believe me, if you think God is not using it, then you don't know who the Creator is. Everything is used, even when it is generated by yourself, because you are the source of much evil. And when I say you, I am not only talking about the human being. The animal kingdom is not as peaceful a kingdom as you imagine. It is a very warlike reign, which also lives its warlike broods. The mineral kingdom also sometimes attacks rocks. You are used, because these realms live in another rhythm, to believe that they are at peace, peaceful, calm. On the other hand, if you accelerated the temporality, you would see the rocks and the crystals fighting each other, trying to conquer entire territories thereto for survival. This battle looks peaceful when seen in your time, truly when seen in time, it is not. Stop believing that you are the source of all evil. You have created and manifested it many times, and you are undoubtedly the most powerful creators of this world. That said, the other kingdoms also have a source of this in them, and do not judge it, because, I repeat, dear souls, everything is used by the Lord Himself. I am tonight the spokesperson for other guides who accompany me, who pass through my words, who pass through this voice, through this consciousness, and we all agree that we are here for you, with you and through you too, and we are present to awaken you to yourself, to humanity, to humanitude, as I began my speech. Each of you is prepared for it. Each of you is ready, ready. Just be patient. Access this power of the present. Do not let your energies disperse. Act consciously. Reveal your unit. This is the progress of this month. Month to month, we will help you. From month to month, we will answer other questions. We will reveal as much as we can, giving you all a few clues, a few bits of awakening, so that you can pluck the plant that is already inside of you, dear souls. The group I represent salutes every consciousness, every space of light, dear masters. Remember, you are the master and disciple of yourself, it cannot be otherwise. Be blessed, and thank you for having accepted in you and around you, our word. She is not the only divine source of information, your heart is the source of it all. Bye. Hello Galactic family. Hello to all who like Gaia Planetary Station. I would like to thank you for being together to learn and grow the light. Improving every step and knowing that the energies of light are making an incredible cleaning of the universe, and planet Earth is the great jewelry of this monumental change. All who are connected with their higher self must follow their own missions. Here I present some of the products of the store. Search to see if you like something. For those who want to make donations to the channel by PayPal, we have the donation link to the channel. Subscribe to the channel, be a channel member, always comment on the videos and click on like button. Thank you for the amazing messages, the fun conversations and participations in the chat of the videos. I am happy that many warriors of light are here, together in this new era of planet Earth. May the 2022 be an incredible year for everyone.